Greetings, my people. Greetings, my people. Let me get my camera right. I greet you in the words of a BB for Hodier. Today is May 6th, um, 2022, I think. um, and I call this video the Kevin Samuels effect and the HEmotional men. I should say the HEmotional men that's left to fend for themselves. And um, let me get myself straight. In this video, because I feel like sometimes in today's society, we fake. We got so much fake energy to where we're supposed to automatically like forget. And when a person, this is the thing that gets me when people passes away. We kind of forget their trail, their paper trail, or their emotional trail, should I put, that was left behind. And we're supposed to like on some Men in Black stuff, kind of like flash and delete, and only say positive things. We're only supposed to say, I don't wish death on my enemies. I don't wish death on anybody. This was still a black man. Yada yada yada. Give a dog a bone. I think we have to really look at things for what it is and not what we want. We look at this world and we look at, like I said, the effect. Let's go back to the HEmotional effect. And I said yesterday when it was kind of coming out, and I saw a lot of people just responding and reacting and making videos right in the moment. Making videos right in the moment, wanting to be heard, wanting to be the first to break the story. So sometimes you got to kind of sit back and let things unfold. But I think what we have to really look at was, and there's a lot of people, like, I really lost a lot of respect for a lot of brothers. And this is why I say nation building will be so hard. Because we kind of look at nation building as it's going to be cut page. We're going to get a group of men together. We're going to get a group of women together. We're going to put money together. We're going to live here, and we're going to be happily ever after. It's not that simple. Because in this system, in North America, in the United States of America, we have to look at the psychological damage that has been heaped upon us. And anybody that has listened to my videos, I've always talked about the Tavistock Institute and the controlling of the mind and the underdevelopment. So I more so want to talk about the underdevelopment of the black male mind. Because we always look at the effect, but we never look at the cause. And Kevin Samuels was a person that was good with talking about the effect of the black female or the black male in some cases. But we mostly remember him in his telling truth for black females. And I'm a 40-year-old black man, first of all. Let me say this. I'm a 40-year-old single black male man. And I date. And I talk to different types of females. So there's not a lot that I need to hear from another person on the experience. I have experience of dating females. And some of the things I can say, I agree with some of those things. Some of the things that females today say, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all, some of the things. So I can say, me being objective and not being an overly emotional man and not married to my logic, I can say, okay, I see some truth in that. I see some truth in that and I can understand. But what happens, we're such an absolute people. And just looking at the effect, we say, oh, the black woman is this, the black woman is that, the black woman is this, the black woman is that, blah, 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 blah. And we never look at the declining factors of what were some of the things that caused the black woman's downfall. To make your podcast to just target and talk about single black mothers, what were some of the factors that created single black mothers? Could have been the 3-strike law. Could have been the crack cocaine epidemic that was pushed through the black community that massively incarcerated. There's another one. The black male and took the black male out of the home. Thus, putting that female in a survival of the fittest, do or die mentality. So, as I always say, images are advertisements to your mind. Get what I'm saying? Images are advertisements to your mind. So everything we get, male and female, everything we get from images of rappers, entertainers, politicians, whoever. So there's not a lot to go on. Females, if we look at some of the examples, I always like to deal with music. I always like to deal with music and say, remember, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. So I remember times when we had like Queen Latifah. And I remember we had MC Light. And I remember we had Yo-Yo. And I remember we had females that had sex appeal. I remember in the 90s we had Aaliyah, we had Left Eye, that were beautiful women, but they weren't provocative. So it wasn't until this, and I always say, what do I always say in my videos? If you have a difference of opinion, hit the comments, and because I can hear a different opinion. But it wasn't until the Little Kim factor that they socially engineered that began to take our black women in a different way. Remember, I was talking in my last video, I was talking about Heavy D. I was talking about Kid and Play. I was talking about Poor Righteous Teachers. I was talking about X-Clan, Arrested Development. But it wasn't until like the oversaturation of NWA, the Ghetto Boys, that began to take the minds of black males into another way. I remember in the book, everybody should read the book Monster Cody by his name is Sainka Shakur, but it's called Monster Cody. And in one of these books, he says it was almost like it was something that happened overnight, the destruction of families. 1 minute, we had gang territories and we were wiping each other out. So I'm setting the context for what I'm saying of always talking about the effects of what's wrong with black women, what's wrong with black women, what's wrong with black women, as if there's nothing wrong with other cultures of women. So in this, we have so many men that I never understood the word butthurt. I don't understand that, but so emotional. So emotional about the passing of a dude who his standards, his high values were Eurocentric white men values. Monster Cody, K-O-D-Y. Monster Cody, K-O-D-Y. His name is Sainka Shakur. He passed away now, and this was the peace to you too. This was the starting of the Crips. Yes, Cody with a K, but you're close. So we have to put in context of what happened to us. So this high value, whatever that was, I always said high value equals bad bitch. Because why is there such a saturation? Yes, sir. Yep. Cody, why is there such a saturation of just talking about black females? And dig this, dig how they are psychologically pushing, dig the pathology. That if there's a man like me, oh sister, sorry about that, sister. Sorry about that. I apologize. Greetings, my sister. Um, if I'm a straight up heterosexual black man like me, and I say, hey man, leave the sister alone. That's simping. That's simping. So we got to look at what they're doing to the generations behind us. This is why I talk to these dudes the way I do, because I've seen a lot of dudes. I'm not calling no names, but I say, and I will do it, but I don't feel like it because there's too much chatty patty mess. But I saw a lot of dudes whose platforms are nothing but destructive. But now they want to cry and say, oh, black women are, they're so out of pocket. They're doing this, they're celebrating. What do you expect? How do you expect black females to feel when, when a man sits up here and judges them? I remember he did a video with Tommy Lauren. And go back and watch this video. The disrespect was not there. This was blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman. The high level of respect that he had for Tommy Lauren. But when it's ours, no matter how destructive or lost, we have the right to have lost people too. But there was no disrespect. You've never heard him say, let's see. Yeah. She says they have reversed and distorted the real meaning of simp. And I'm gonna talk on that. I'm gonna speak on that. Simping, i.e., submitting to the other males is simping, not the other way around. Exactly. Simping is okay for the life of me. I can't understand why Russell Wilson is a simp, but Future is cool. Who don't take care of his children. Look at what we're endorsing as black males, or what you. Because one of my friends always say, "Stop saying we, Obasi. It's not you." What you endorse as a black male. You hold up degeneracy, and then wonder why we produce a degenerate culture. You hold up nothing but bickering, back and forth, back and forth. Now the high value and the standard is Eurocentric. Not your African self, not your kingly black self, but somebody else's standard. Oh, that guy right there. Oh, that guy right there is something else, sister. That guy right there is something else. But we are producing, so like I said, we have to deal with the past, with the future generations. We have to deal with months ago. I remember you now. Okay, you said you subscribed to me. Yes. Because there it is. There's this absoluteness of we have to learn. I'm not with the agree to disagree, but you have the right to disagree. And what's happening with a lot of these moist males is they want the right to sit up here and say, no, you can't feel this way. No, you can't feel this way. No, you have to, no, you got to show respect to him. I got to show respect to a person that never showed respect to the reflect. I came from a single black mother. I came from a great black woman. So the goofiness and the pathology is majority of these dudes that are talking this noise were raised by single black women. But we never want to identify the real culprit, which is racism, white terrorism. We never want to identify the real culprit, which is racism, white terrorism, who over sexualized our women, who effeminized the black male, who homosexualized the black male and the black woman. We don't want to talk about that. We just want to place the blame. You know why we want to place the blame? Because it's easier to argue with women instead of facing other men, instead of facing that European man, instead of facing that Arab man, instead of facing that Jewish man, instead of facing that Asian man, facing other men. So we want to celebrate a person who built his entire platform shitting on black women. Listen, I got dogged out in my last relationship. I'm going to be as honest as I can be on this platform because that's the only way I am. I got dogged out in my last relationship. I was with, and I guess I was a simp. I guess I didn't know I was a high value man, and I shouldn't, because I gotta address the things that come out of their mouth. Well, you shouldn't have saw value in her. She had children. You shouldn't have did this. I guess I shouldn't have saw value in a woman that I loved her children like they were my own. And who ended up being hurt? The black man. But I didn't go on this whole emotional diatribe of why black women doing me this way, black women doing me this way. That's petty, dudes. Y'all gotta grow up. So now that their queen is dead, they gotta really kind of think for themselves now. Yo, sister, we gonna have to really link and talk. I don't know you, but stuff you're posting, oh man, you said, so did I. I got played and gaslit by a narcissist. Yo, I can tell you some stuff about this. And sometimes we overuse the word narcissist, but exactly. I've been hurt by, because exactly. And I've been hurt by nothing but black women. I've been hurt by nothing but black women. But what we don't understand, this is what I always say, dating is proximity. So I don't live in a predominantly white or other. Yes, I am. And I'll give you my IG when I finish. I don't live in a predominantly white community or other community. So I date what's in my proximity. So we have this thing of saying, oh, only black women. But I guarantee you, if we lived in a white community, the results would be the same. Worse. Because we don't know our enemy. We don't know that the only real bitch is the white woman. You know why? Because that was the first one to lie on you and scream rape. That was the first one to get to have sex with you and then get caught and say you did something to her, therefore you were lynched. Let's not forget what happened. We always want to throw around Emmett Till. Let's not forget what happened to him. There was a video online, and I think it was a TikTok. And it was by a white woman, a white female, and she was saying something to the nature, and I'm paraphrasing a bit, but she was saying something to the nature that she worked in a nursing home. And she said there was this older white woman that was on her deathbed. And she made this confession that she falsely accused a black boy of doing something to her and got him lynched and murdered. And she said that she was being hunted and tormented on her deathbed. And she said the reason she did it was because his sisters had prettier dresses than her or something to that nature. So I say that to the fact that we don't really, because we fast forward in our thinking, that we don't really understand how we got in this situation. So when you hear these platforms that say, "Oh, well, we are our own worst enemy," oh, but if Black Lives Matter, why? Sambo sounds. Those are Sambo sounds because you haven't done any reading. You don't understand what has happened, so you're just emotionally responding. So in this culture that we have created, back to the point, in this culture that the Samuels effect has created, that there's a bunch of men that want to sit around and judge women. And that doesn't mean I'm excluding what females do, but we're talking about a male right now, so it's no need to mix it up. So I say this to say, um, we got to get back to being masculine. It's okay. Any young boy that might hear this video, it's okay to love black female. Listen, man, take your time. Take your time and pick. You're gonna get hurt. You're not gonna escape it. You're gonna get your heart broken. You're gonna love a female, and she's just not gonna love you in return. Sometimes love just don't love you back. But that doesn't mean you go to the other side, because there's no better treatment over there. If we read through history, there's only worse treatment over there. It doesn't mean go to the same sex, because that's the end of life. That's the end of production, of reproduction. Nothing can relate to you but your reflection, the reflection of you. Nothing fits you but the reflection of you. That makes sense what I'm saying? So, my mom would always tell me, boy, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing. So I don't have to do a whole emotional video shitting on him. His legacy is what he left. And the dudes that uplift him, females, pay attention to this. I talk to the sisters, pay attention to this. The dudes that feel like that stuff is cool, to sit here and judge, we got to figure out how we got it. It's not cool. It's not cool. So open your eyes, pay attention. So and to the sister, my Instagram is, what is my Instagram? 221 Dispatcher. TWO, the number 21, Dispatch. Or something, or you can find me on Facebook, Obasi, Obasi, Kinte. And holler at me, because we could have some real conversations, and that ultimately is what I want to get started. I would love to have a different opinion, or have panels to where we can have real straight up conversation. Not do all of this emotional ranting and cussing and cutting each other off. No, let's really talk about, because we all done been through it. I haven't known what a healthy long-term relationship. Well, I have had long-term relationships. I'm not gonna say that, but I haven't made it to happy marriage, and that's the goal for me. So we just kind of have to go back and look at what both sides are doing wrong. So again, you can look me up on Facebook, Obasi, Kinte, and stay sucker free. Stay sucker free, and we need each other. We all we got. So I leave you in how I greeted you in the words of a BB for Hodier, African liberation for African people. Peace.